We're back to the 1970-71 ABA All-Star 5x7 picture pack. This is the seventh card that we're looking at in this set. If you organize alphabetically by last name, it is card number 7. Lots of these cards, but we have to talk about Larry Jones. If you don't know this biography, it's really worth it. I promise. I mean, talk about somebody who just never got the respect he deserved. He really could play, but every step along his career, he had to fight and fight to get it. It's really a story. It really is. If you haven't seen my videos about these other cards, they're not really cards. They're these 5x7 pieces of paper. See? That's what they look like. You can, if you're worried about authenticity at all, take a new sheet of white paper like this. See the discoloration? That's a 1970s piece of paper there. That's natural, but that's how you can kind of make sure they're authentic. You don't need to worry about that with this set. It's not really an issue. So these are very simple, I guess, quote, cards. They're black and white photos, player, team names underneath, no numbering. Like I said, I've been going alphabetically by last name. 12 ABA All-Stars. That's what this set is. Rick Barry is the highlight. He's the first card if you go alphabetically. But there's really a lot to explore. So let's talk about Larry Jones. 7th card in the set. Great basketball player. He was the first ABA player to reach 5,000 points. But, like I said at the beginning, just never got the recognition that he deserved for his career. Great story, though, if you're interested in the history of the game. So he's drafted by the NBA in 1963. But that was a 5th round pick. So he says, well, all right, I'm going to stay in college for another year, keep playing. A little better in 1964 then, the next year. He was drafted higher, 3rd round. The Philadelphia 76ers. That's who drafted him. But they sent him to play for their minor league team. So he's doing that, and the ABA starts in 1967. And Jones knew, I need a chance to compete. I need a chance. And I'm just not getting it here in the minor leagues. So he writes to every team in the ABA for a job. It was the Denver Rockets, the one and only team to accept that offer. And his numbers were great with them. Really, so he topped 30 points for 23 games in a row during one of the seasons. There was a 52-point game in there. He was the first ABA player to break 2,000 points in a season. So, you can, as you see from the title, if you've been following these cards, 1970-71 ABA All-Star. These are All-Stars. Well, that 1970 ABA All-Star game, there's some drama here. Larry Jones was the leading scorer. So this All-Star game, I mean, this really is directly related to this set. This is how they're choosing these guys. He was the leading scorer, 1970 ABA All-Star game. But at this game, I guess you can say his bitterness towards the Denver Rockets, where he was playing, it really took off. Because the All-Star MVP for that game, even though he was the leading scorer, it went to Spencer Haywood, who was a teammate of his for the Rockets. He just joined the league in 1969. So, you know, he was an exciting rookie, Spencer Haywood, really a star coming into the ABA. And that All-Star MVP went to him, not to Larry Jones, who scored more points. But it's deeper than that. Get this. Haywood had a $1.9 million contract with a $50,000 signing bonus when he joined. Larry Jones, $23,000 a year. So, imagine being one of the top scorers for your team and then proving yourself by scoring more points in the All-Star game, the most points, in fact, above the person who's making that much more than you, that large of a discrepancy in pay. So he just couldn't play for the Denver Rockets anymore. Couldn't do it. So you see right here, the Floridians. He went to them. This was June of 1970 when that transition was happening. Now we have to talk about the Floridians. There's more drama here. I'd say it just gets better, but it doesn't get better. I guess it kind of gets worse in a way. One of the reasons I like this set of cards, you get to encounter these teams. It's a snapshot in time. They existed for just these brief moments in history. Really neat, an opportunity to get some cards of these lesser-known teams. The Floridians, this is a shaky, real quick history. The team was bad in 1969-70. So this is when Larry Jones is still with the Denver Rockets, that 70 All-Star game. The Floridians had a 23-61 record. They weren't good. They decided that they were going to replace all of their players and change the team name right as this 1970-71 set was coming. That's this set. So 1970-71 season, I meant to say. The Floridians, they're going to completely replace everybody, change the name. They were the Miami Floridians. They said, we'll drop Miami. We're just the Floridians. And that meant more than just saving ink. The Floridians became a regional team. So they were playing in a variety of locations all around Florida. Thought they could garner more excitement that way. In the process of replacing all their players, they picked up Larry Jones here. And they also picked up Mack Kelvin. That's another card in this set. I'll put that video at the end of this one if you're curious. So you have Larry Jones, Mack Kelvin. They were a great pair. If you combine them, they averaged about 55 points per game together playing for these Floridians. Really strong players. But these sudden changes, a brand new roster, becoming this regional team, it was kind of an act of desperation. The attendance was still miserable, and the Floridians, that franchise was disbanded after 1971-72. Now, that kind of ends the part of the career of Larry Jones related to this card. If you're curious, he stayed in basketball for a long time in a variety of other positions, some assistant coaching, went to the NBA. You can read about that. But, yeah, that's his career. That's the drama related to this card right here. I think it's a really neat biography. Someone who just wouldn't stop fighting. Knew he was good, wasn't getting recognition, and kept fighting his way up there. Larry Jones. So, hope you enjoyed it. Card number 7 from this more obscure set, 1970-71 ABA All-Stars, the 5x7 picture pack. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.